We both need a truck, but since you have a diesel, I must need one too. Not necessarily the case, right? Where are you in your journey versus where am I in my journey? Diesels are more fuel efficient when carrying a ton of weight. Pro about gas is commonly and readily available. Most dealers are going to carry gas truck. A gas truck is going to be in so much better shape than that diesel truck in 15 to 20,000. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get that gas truck that's going to be in a little bit better shape with a little bit less miles than that diesel truck. What exactly are you going to do with it? What is it going to be used for? Guide yourself through the steps. What's important to you? Cost, repair efficiency, fuel efficiency. Kind of pick your pros and cons based on that.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to MotorCast. In this episode, we're going to talk about gas versus diesel. But I have my friend and partner, Rahim, and co-host. How are you, Rahim?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I feel like we've picked a great topic, and I'm super excited to bring all the viewers and listeners tons of value. I feel like this was the goal of MotorCast, and I'm super excited to help the people listening in on this. Today, we're going to be talking about how to pick between gas versus diesel, and just sharing enough information with all of our consumers, listeners, so that way they can make the most educated decision based on some of the information we give out. I feel like this was an important topic to discuss because in my early journey as a salesperson, I wasn't sure how to answer that question, and even in today's day, and I'm so thankful our sales reps can handle that question and guide people the right way. But I'm worried that for the people that aren't shopping with Motorvation, what if they're guided towards an option based on availability versus based on what they actually need? So yeah, that's the main goal of this one, man.
On one side topic, did you know that diesel in some countries is cheaper than in the United States? Like, for example, back in my country, in Honduras, diesel is cheaper than gas.
I don't know that.
Here in the United States, diesel is expensive, right? Did you know that?
I had no idea.
Oh my God! So that's some information that you didn't know, and our customers didn't know.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
So yeah, what do you think are the common topics between gas and diesel?
I think like the main reason why does this question come up, right? So I think there's a small population that like when I wanted a truck, I just wanted a diesel, and it was because I just feel like they're cool. I feel like they're really fast. I feel like they sound amazing, and it was more coming from a fun perspective. But most consumers, when they even propose that question or they come to that fork in the road where they have to pick a side, it's coming from a necessity, right? The first question is, hey, or the first place where the journey starts is, hey, I need a truck, right? And then from there, I would say, let's be very clear about why you need a truck. I need a truck because my family and I love to go camping, right? We've bought a camper, pull behind RV, and we want to be able to take it on trips.
Why do you think this is such a common topic between gas versus diesel?
I feel like the topic stems from most of the people that way before they get to that question, gas versus diesel, they come to the realization of, hey, I need a truck, right? Most of the time when at least when I'm referring to gas versus diesel, we're talking about a truck in general, right? And then right under that question or that necessity, I need a truck, is, okay, what am I going to do with that vehicle, that truck, that tool, right? Because that's really what it's going to boil down to. Is it, hey, I have a family, we love to go camping, and we have a camper and or a pull behind RV, and we're going to pull that? Is it the fact that you're a business owner and you're going to be pulling trailers or equipment or anything like that? Is it the fact that you're a transporter, right? And you're going to be pulling super heavyweight or whatever the case is. So it starts with, I need a tool, right? Then it's, what am I going to do with this tool, right? And then once you start boiling it down, that's when I think you really start making the decision of gas versus diesel. One of the other reasons why this was a topic that I feel very passionate about is sometimes I see my clients here, and and it seems like it happens more with diesel than with gas, but it's like they're here and they're like, hey, I need a diesel truck, right? Great, no problem. We have tons of diesel trucks, right? And we find out later in the process, right, you don't actually need a diesel truck, right? I can't tell you how many times where our clients, they feel like they've been fed information that makes them feel like they need a diesel when they're only going to be pulling 5,000 or 6,000 pounds, right? Most SUVs, not most, but a lot of SUVs can pull that. A Silverado 1500 or F-150 can pull that. A diesel would really be overkill, in my opinion, for 5,000 or 6,000 pounds. So, and when I really kind of narrow down, okay, where did that information come from? A lot of it is friends and family, right? It's more of my clients that are depending on their circle to give them the information and aren't researching it. So
probably they're getting let's say ignorance advices, right?
and it may be that, but it may be that, hey, let's say you and I both do lawn care, right? And it's maybe that you haven't even given me any advice. I just see that you have a diesel truck. We're in the same business. I should have a diesel truck too. The part that I'm not understanding is that you own a 12,000-pound Bobcat that you also pull, and I'm nowhere near that. I just have a mower and my smaller equipment. But we're both in the lawn care business. We both need a truck, but since you have a diesel, I must need one too. Not necessarily the case, right? Where are you in your journey versus where am I in my journey, right? Somebody who is just starting a construction company, for example, or somebody who does it. I met an amazing couple yesterday, and my favorite thing about them, other than how nice they were, was the fact that they were so informed on exactly what they were looking for. This gentleman is looking for a truck to do construction as a hobby. As a hobby, right? I said, what do you mean as a hobby? He's like, well, I like to do renovations in my house. Sometimes my wife and I will buy properties and I want to renovate those. And I want to do the work myself. Great, fantastic. You know what he was looking for? SUVs, right? Because he understands my trailer that I'm pulling weighs 3,000 pounds, even with all of my tools. Maybe we're at 4,000 or 5,000, whatever he said the number was. And I love that about him, that he was choosing the right tool, because all the times he's not using his hobby, he still need to go eat. He still need to go to the gas station. He still need to take trips. Him and his family travel a lot, or whatever the case is. He was choosing the perfect tool based on what he needed, and that's really where we get into the gas versus diesel. Is where did it start? What do you need it for? And what exactly are you going to be doing with it?
So let's go specifically to diesel. What is the benefit of having a diesel truck?
So there's tons of benefits for having a diesel truck, right? If you're pulling a lot of weight, you need a diesel, right? They're just gonna have more. I guess the common phrase that uses more power, but from what I understand, it's really that they have more torque, and so they can pull more weight. Then the other thing is, commonly it's thought of that, hey, diesels are fuel efficient. Okay. Diesels are more fuel efficient when carrying a ton of weight. Now, talking about trucks, right? Is a diesel F-250 more efficient than a gas F-250? Absolutely, right? Especially when it's pulling 10,000 pounds, right? Both vehicles have the same weight attached to them. The diesel one is going to perform better, and two, it is going to be more fuel efficient. And then
specifically when pulling weight.
Right. But even not pulling weight, you have a gas F-250, I have a diesel F-250. From my experience, that diesel gets a little bit better fuel mileage. I'm going to be hard pressed to get amazing, and I guess miles per gallon really shouldn't be a topic when we're talking about trucks, but if that is something that comes up, I think that diesel has a little bit better fuel efficiency. Then it's also longevity, right? So how many miles maybe are going to go on this truck, right? I've just seen, I'm not saying a gas vehicle can't last 1,000,000 miles. I'm not saying that at all. I've seen many well-maintained vehicles that have gone the distance. All I'm saying is I've seen more diesels, right? It's just the longevity on them is crazy. Like 200,000 miles on a diesel, to me, the party just getting started, baby. Right. You're just walking into the door. We haven't even cracked the first cold one open yet. 200,000 miles, right? Based on maintenance, right? When we first started Motorvation, the only diesels we could afford when we were a smaller company, the only diesels we could afford were over 200,000 miles. And actually, one of the first 6.7s, a 6.7 is a Ford diesel.
That's your favorite.
My favorite. The Ford 6.7 diesel, the first one we could afford at Motorvation to resell. I mean, this was a long time ago. It had 300,000 miles on it. And it was like, whoa, you know what I mean? So you've got
They will sell it fast?
I think we sold it really fast. Really fast. So you've got a ton of different pros for diesels, right? It's going to be able to haul more weight. It's going to be more fuel efficient when it's hauling, and if well maintained, it's probably going to outlast a gas vehicle.
Okay, so we are now very clear on the diesel side. We don't want to make it sound that okay, only the diesel vehicles have benefits. So what are the benefits on the gas side then?
Dude, cost efficiency. On average, let's say apples to apples, same vehicle, let's talk about a new vehicle, right? If you're buying F-250, Ram 2500, Silverado 2500, there's one row brand new that are gas, one row brand new that are diesel. Let's say they're the same trim, everything is the same except for the engine. I think the average sticker price difference between the diesel is $10,000.
Wow.
So apples to apples, everything else is the same. For that powertrain, you're paying about $10,000 more. So even now, take that into consideration with used. We have 2 used trucks. Everything else is the same other than the drivetrain, right? Which is a big part, right? I'm making it sound like, hey, everything else is the same, but that's a huge part. That is the heart, right, of the vehicle. That gas vehicle is just going to cost a lot less. And if you don't absolutely need a diesel, dude, why not save a ton of money? And maybe I'm just a cheapo, but anytime I see the opportunity to save some money, why not? Let's do it, right? The other, I think, pro about gas is commonly and readily available. It's most dealers are going to carry gas trucks, right? It's more common than diesel truck. There's some dealers that just, unless it's in very good shape, they're just not going to carry that diesel truck, right? Which kind of takes me to my next pro for gas, and I guess it's a con for diesel, is the cost of repairs on gas is so much cheaper. Just to give you like a real live example, right? If you ever had to do an engine, for example, on a Ford 6.7, minimum with quality parts, with a quality technician, minimum you're spending somewhere between $12,000 to $18,000.
Wow.
Right?
It's like
insane?
buying another vehicle.
You know what I mean? And that's used. We ain't even talking brand new.
Right.
Right? And that's from a consumer standpoint, right? From a dealer standpoint, like let's say we were doing it, we bought a used motor with some warranty on it or something like that. You're not just taking it and dropping it in, right? You still have to exchange some of the parts around it, all the labor that goes into them, and things like that. I mean, easily we're getting into the $12,000.
Right.
Easily, right? And so that's one of the pros for gas is the cost to repairs is a lot less, a fraction of what it is. And then, so I'm sorry to cut you off. And then, let's say you're traveling cross state, cross country or whatever, or even if you're not traveling, you got to go to the technician, right? You got to go to a mechanic shop, even if it's regular maintenance. It just costs so much less, right? There's more techs out there that could work on a gas vehicle. There's more shops that are open to working on gas vehicles, which means parts are more readily available. The cost of ownership is a lot less for a gas powered truck than it is for a diesel powered truck.
So let me ask you this: what will you pick if you're gonna be the guy making the decision?
That's a fantastic question, and I feel like there isn't a right answer. And I would put myself in that position based on what's in front of me. But it's for me, an educated decision would be, what do I need it for? Maybe how much weight am I pulling? What am I doing with it? And how long I plan to keep it, or what my budget is. Right? With a lower budget, I've almost got to say, hey, I've got to go with a gas vehicle. Right? Let's say I've got $15,000 to $20,000 to spend. A gas truck is going to be in so much better shape than that diesel truck in 15 to 20,000. It's not a fact. It's not that's the do or die, and there is no ifs, ands, or buts around it. But that's 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get that gas truck that's gonna be in a little bit better shape with a little bit less miles than that diesel truck. If it's a tool, right, and I need to pull X amount of weight, and it's gonna be on the road, and like for example, like if you're gonna be a transporter, you're gonna be hauling 4, 5, 6 cars, you just need a dually. And you just need a diesel, right? There is no gray area, right? Once you get into a certain level, you almost, it's not a choice of gas versus diesel. It's a choice of how much diesel do I really need? Do I need a 2,500? Do I need a 3,500? For you, what level do I actually need to be in? So, just to like recap it, what do you need it for? What are you gonna do with it? And then use some of the things we talked about to help you narrow down what's important to you.
So let me ask you this: if I, out of ignorance, right? If I see a dually, for sure it's a diesel then.
No, not necessarily.
Sorry?
Not necessarily. You could get, it's far and few between, but you can get a gas dually,
Okay.
right? And again, what are you using it for, right? So like I think a gas dually might be fantastic option for somebody who maybe is pulling a camper or something like that. It's not something that's super heavy. But that dually is going to offer a ton of stability, and you're going to get it, again, for a lot less than you will that diesel. So, again, what exactly are you going to do with it? What is it going to be used for? And then guide yourself through the steps, right? What's important to you? Cost, repair efficiency, fuel efficiency, and the list keeps going on. And kind of pick your pros and cons based on that. I think that's if I had to make a decision between gas versus diesel, it really would narrow down to my budget and what I'm gonna do with it.
So I'm just thinking that if you're gonna get a diesel truck, for sure you need to get or at least that's what I'm gonna do. Whenever I get a diesel truck, is I'm gonna get a warranty. What do you think about that? And probably this is gonna topic that we're gonna have on future episodes, but what do you think?
I'm so biased because like I'm the guy, like if I'm buying a toaster, I'm getting a warranty. That's who I am. So like I just feel like the way my life is set up, I need that protection. You know what I mean? So, and especially when it comes to, again, the repairs on a diesel, you're not talking about a couple bucks.
Right.
It's if on a big repair, it's minimum thousands. Fuel injectors, that's a couple $1,000 repair. Engine, that's tens of thousands of dollars, like 12 to 18,000. And just the fact of where is it gonna get repaired, right? I would definitely look into a vehicle service contract, some sort of extended warranty, to protect you 100%. It just doesn't make sense not to have it.
Right. So for me, it has been a super great episode. Remember that you can see this MotorCast. You can see this MotorCast YouTube, Motorvation Trucks. You can see it on Spotify, MotorCast Show, or just MotorCast. You're gonna find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. You can find us as Motorvation Trucks. Any information that you wanna share? Any contact information? If anyone wants to ask more questions about the topic?
Yeah, absolutely. If you have any more questions about the topic, just DM us on any of the platforms, social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Also, feel free if you need to call us and you would like to talk to me directly or any one of our sales people directly about some questions that you have. Even if you're not buying a vehicle from us, I want to help you, and I'd love to just give you some tips or just help guide you if I can in any way. 404-939-9010, or you can email us at sales, SALES, at motivationtrucks.com. I thank you with all my heart for giving us an opportunity to share some tips and tricks with you all, and we will catch you on the next episode of MotorCast, baby.
Bye-bye.